What's up, SNA assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video. Sorry it took an extra minute, but I had to do a couple of things before I could get back on. And we're going to be talking about today is AEW Collision from January 25th, 2025. And this is where we got plenty of good moments and good matches. And yeah, everything on the show was pretty great. Like, even though it probably didn't beat WWE Saturday Night's Main Event, like in ratings, well, I'm not sure if I know that particularly, but like I need to check that out. But probably gonna talk about that later on. But I haven't heard nobody talk about that in that perspective yet. But we did saw like plenty of wrestlers, including the Patriarchy, Cinemaster Samoa Joe, and we also saw Tony and Samoa Joe sitting right back at them, and also Mariah May and Tony Storm on their face-to-face segment. But when we saw the return of Samoa Joe, and probably in the top three best match of the night, which I'll probably say the third place spot for sure. And I'll say we got a really interesting number one contenders match, and we saw like we about a number one contenders match for a particular championship that's going to be on the line this Wednesday, which I would like to talk about, by the way, or your boy the SNA, the assassin himself, would like to talk about. But also we got a very and we also got we got some very horrible match that's on the night, but I'm gonna give it a pass since it wasn't bad. It was a wrestler that competed in the match that that wrestled, which you all know, their boy Super Ninja Austin did not love particularly. But yeah, it was a certain champion that wrestled tonight, but they did tease a title feud between this guy again and this horrible wrestler that was on tonight, or not tonight, last 2 nights ago. Anyways, that was on 2 nights ago, and he competed against the poor luchador that cannot even spell his own name. But yeah, he teased him being in a feud with a branded, I guess say, in name wrestler that's in a faction like that could possibly be defending his championship very soon, probably before he gets in the program with my boy Kenny Omega. And we also got a very entertaining main event that deserved the golden trophy of the night and much more. But first, we're going to start things off with Samoa Joe against Nick Wayne, a match that we haven't got a chance to watch this winter due to the traveling issues with the bad weather and stuff. Like, they delayed it until they got to the Daily's place on the homecoming edition of AEW Collision and in Jacksonville, Florida, of course, where it all began for AEW. But in a very famous building that the AEW had to do their shows at, like before they can even I mean they have their daily place to depend on all over the pandemic because they couldn't go on tour. But it's where we got Nate Wayne to try to go for a headlock, try to squeeze and crank onto the neck on the Samoa submission machine, but Samoa Joe did not sell it, not even a teeny bit, by tipping him right to the left side, Irish whipping to the right side. Then Nick Wayne to go for a shoulder tackle, but this is where Samoa Joe to try to go for a shoulder tackle. Yeah, but this is where Samoa Joe's like, are you kidding me? Like a 20-year-old chump like you? Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I can. Okay, no problem. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, excuse me for a moment. I got a little bit of household work I need to be done. But don't worry, I'll be right back very soon. Okay, assassinators, I'm back here, and where was I? Oh yeah, Samoa Joe taking on Nick Wayne, the kayfabe stepson of Christian Cage. But anyways, this is what we got. This is where we got Nick Wayne kicks Samoa Joe right in the midsection when we went right back. And went right to the top corner side. Samoa Joe hits a big right knuckle punch when he ran right to hit a running senton right onto the steps of the patriarch. This word in Samoa Joe started hitting him right, like strikes right into the face, like just jabbing him right into the face. Then started hitting them chops, not giving a darn what the ring general said, and then hit a bionic elbow like be the certain nightmares dream father that's a late legend in this industry. That's where we got Samoa Joe then hit a repeated knife edge chop. That's where Samoa Joe's like, ah, my hand. That's where Nick Wayne's like, ah, my chest, like, ah. And that's where then Samoa Joe picks up Nick Wayne, puts him right in the middle row. That's where he tries to go for the Samoan muscle buster, which he ends up hitting right on the Nick Wayne, but he was about to. But that's where he gets raked in the eye. But that's where the guaranteed of him not hitting the first attempt came true, because it's an accurate statement. It's where we got this is where Nick White tried to tag him. This is where Samoa Joe put his foot up when he was coming from the bottom left side to diagonal side where Samoa Joe was okay, which was the upper right. This is where Nick Wayne hits a dragon screw onto him. I was like, man, I'm surprised Samoa Joe didn't phase when he hits that, when he twisted it right to the other side. Here's where Nick Wayne grabs onto the legs, continues to mess with it, swings it right into the ring post, and the Samoa Joe's like, ah, my leg is where the Samoa Joe is where then and the referee's like, you better watch out, because if you don't stop, yeah, you better stop or you'll be DQ'd. But that's where we got Antonio Schiavone gets the Goofy Wrestling Golden Award of the night for correcting that obnoxious Nigel McGuinness. But with him saying, here comes his father, Christian, is where Antonio Schiavone was like, that's not his father, by the way. He's like, I'm dying with laughter. That's where I grabbing the leg. Luckily, Hook and Caddy or Shibata was there to back up Samoa Joe. That's where Nick Wayne was like, yeah, it's my time, son. That's where Christian Cage like, I'm proud of your son, even though that's not really his son. That's where Shayna Wayne started doing their clap. That's where we got Nick Wayne throws Samoa Joe right back to the ring. This is where Nick Wayne tried to go for a pin, but this is where we got Samoa Joe immediately kick out at one even. I'm like, how the heck did he just did that? But this is where we got Nick Wayne going for swift kicks right into the back. This is where then he grabbed onto the leg of the Samoan submission machine, started his back kicking him, started kicking the back of the leg of Samoa Joe. This is where we got him trying to go for what's it called, a figure four leg lock. This is where we got Samoa Joe hits a very undisputed, devastating slam. That's what's his name and what's his name describe it as the returning Jim Ross, because they were in Daly's place. This is when he tried to go for Samoan submission. Samoan muscle buster. This is before he can even have a chance to attempt to do more than this is where Nick Wayne got off the top rope, hit the sunset flip onto the Samoan submission machine. This is when Nick Wayne tried to go for the Wayne's World, I believe that's what's called. But Samoa Joe moved out of the way. But he didn't get the nope spot, though, but still moved out of the way. Hit a running, devastating clothesline. That'll make Mr. John Lay feel like a run for his money. And then this is where we get Samoa Joe finally hits the Samoan Muscle Buster. But at first, Christian Cage tried coming to along with his other kayfabe stepson, Kip Sabian. This is where we got Hook and Caddy or Sabat triple over. They're fighting them out. Samoa Joe finally hits the Samoan Muscle Buster. 1, 2, 3. Winner of this match, the returning Samoa Joe. And a humongous congratulations on his long-awaited return. Probably for months and months. Since last summer. Because the reason why he got written off on TV is because he was 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 recording the season 2 series of Twisted Metals, which that's a really good show, by the way. Well, I haven't watched the second season, but the first season it's really good. And even have that guy that plays the Falcon guy and is now being the new Captain America on the new Captain America movie. But yeah, he's also on the show as well. But yeah, Samoa Joe plays that big buff killer clown character named Sweet Tooth. But yeah, like if you're into like action packed drama, like you probably would love the show. But yeah, but yeah, huge congratulations. And what do you think was next with Samoa Joe now that he's back in AEW? And most importantly, what is next with him teaming with Hook and Katsuyori Shibata in their alliance? And we're gonna be seeing more of the wrestler like in just a minute, like later in the night, just like the commentators pointed out. And yeah, it will be at AEW. And yeah, and the kudos to another surprise return with but this is where we got Will Ospreay in a hype up video with Brian Cage. Like ever since like they showed like when him asking Kenny Omega to join him to join forces to take out the Don Callis family and put their differences on the side. But this is where we got this is where we got Kyle Foot. This is where we got after they hyped up the video. This is where we got the horrible match, which I get there. I would think not the match was horrible. It was featured by the horrible man himself, the bitch man himself, the man that thinks he can control the rain, and that is Kazuchika Okada. This is where then we got this is where Okada tried to offer a handshake. You know how sweet what's the name Commander is, maybe too sweet to a point because but then again, he wasn't that gullible because he moved out of the way without a smart move from because with him playing bullfighting, a mini game of wrestling bullfight with the bitch man himself, with him saying, "Oh, how nice to meet you." That's where he's like, "Okay," that's where at first he was like. Yeah, I like to shake your hand. This was like, oh, hey, when he got closer, this was like, no, I'm just kidding. Like here, I'm serious this time. This was like, this all got okay. And this where he, oh, hey, and this where he's like, Taro, you can get this time. And then this where he fell for it again. This where he goes, this where he went right to stop. Oh, hey, this where we got him finally stopped playing the game and got into the serious wrestling. This is where he tried to go for a headlock, but this is where he turned into Irish, went to the right side, but he ends up duck out of calls Israel Okada then pokes him in the eyes. I'm like, of course he would do that. But the way he does is not cool like any of the other classic heels in professional wrestling. But this is where we got Commander started going for an abdominal stretch headlock maneuver. This is where Kazuchika Okada hang on to the rope. But this is where we got Commander right to the top course side. Hit the suicide dive, right? And then back first, right onto what's his name? Right onto what's his name? Kazuchika Okada is where he's action on him, but he ends up getting booed right to the face, like if he's accused of being racist wrestler that also calls himself an immortal. But this is where Aubrey Edwards started demanding the men to get out of the corner because, like, if they don't let go of the corner, like, then she's gonna have to count to 5. That was in the match by DQ, and she's like, you don't want that. This is where they were agreeing, like, no, they don't want that. This is where Commander got thrown right to the other side, in the upper left side diagonally. This is where he went right to the outside onto the ramp. This is where he goes for back in the ring, hits the arm drag. That's where he gets thrown right to That's where then he goes right to the bomb course. But that's where he ends up getting DDT by that man that claimed he can control the weather. That's where we got the partial powerful force and all of professional wrestling came on. That's where we got Okada try to go for the after he got into control. I think it was a lukewarm relationship with the rainmaking bitch man and the powerful force, which I wish it was the full I'll say a full hatred on him as much as their boy, the Super Ninja Assassin. But this is where we got. This is where we got. Because this guy Okada try to go for a powerbomb. But this is where we got Commander trying to go for Hurricanrana, but he ends up hitting the powerbomb anyway. But Commander managed to get right back up, hits him with some drop swift kicks right to the side of the leg, then hits some drop kicks on the leg, hits the face first, then hits a running bulldog. Then we got Aubrey Edwards. Then we just want to go to a bit. Aubrey Edwards count to 1, 2, but Okada kicks out of it. This is where we got. This is where we got Commander going up to try to go up to the top rope by going up right up to the upper left side. Is where he's gonna try to get Okada to get back up. This is where he goes for a springboard, but this is where he got Okada countered out of it, intercepting in the process, hitting him with this. What's that called? What's that neck breaker's called? Airwave neck breaker, was it? Or air break neck breaker. This is where they try to go for a body slam. This is where he successfully did that. This is where he getting ready to hit the rainmaker by flipping off the crowd. But this is where luckily he escaped out of the rainmaker, hits a slide Hurricanrana right into the upper left side springboard in there. This is where he hits a immediate super kick right to the face onto Okada. This is where he this is where Commander with a K then he gets flipped right over the top course. Hit him with insecure. He hits Okada with the insecure. That's where I was hoping that Commander was going to win. But deep down inside, like agreeing with the fans, we all know that Okada's not going to lose anytime soon. So I'm not sure if this is going to be the case right here. But this is where Commander with a K then try to go for the hands to the shooting star, but he turned to a moonsault, which I was pretty impressed. I was like, yeah, this is why this guy is so great. Like, not because he against Okada, but because like he, not just because of it, I should say, but because of him just that talented. I think he should be a champion one day. But it's where Okada made the Rainmaker. It's where he goes for the pin. 1, 2, 3. Winner of this match. Bitch man, Kazuchika Okada. This is what he's about to give a handshake, show of respect. This is where he started clapping around the ball. Looking like if he's about to do an out character moment. But this is where Okada attacks him. I'm like, yeah, of course he would do that with his bitch man self and his conniving self. That is so, I'll say, manipulatively disgraceful. If I'm saying it correctly, it's probably a better term. But it's where anyway. But it's where we got. But this is where we got a 6-man tag match. And let me tell you, it was the return of Daddy Magic Man Menard. But this is where we got Powerhouse Hop and Big Bill met each other outside and just laid some nails right into each other and as much as possible. Like like not letting go of each other with the fans start chanting, let them fight when the security guards are there to break them up. Let me tell you, this won't be the last time they will get physical with one another, like by beating the hell out of each other. But let's move on to the next slide. This is where my boys, the Undisputed Kingdom, came out. And this is where we got Adam Cole, baby, Roddy Strong, and Kyle O'Reilly came out. But yeah, this is where, and once they saw Daniel Garcia and 2.0 came out, this is where then they get started with Adam Cole and Daniel Garcia, with Adam Cole grabbing Daniel Garcia right in the head, slams him to the ground. But this is where he gets head scissors, flip right into the ground. But this is where they both got back up. This is where they try strikes, but this is where they start dodging from one another. This is where Daniel Garcia's like, you want to shot my TNT championship? Like show me that you're more material. This is where Adam Cole's like, oh, I will. But I want. Israel's like, but I want to bring in my friend Roddy in to get his turn to fight you, Angie. And then this is where the rushed like, yeah, come in here, Angelo. And this was shot right in the top of his lungs. I cannot say it out loud because I still have some voice issues. But this is where then we got Strong guy goes for a wrist lock. But this is where we got Angelo Parker comes. He's like, bend his arm back. This is where we got Angelo Parker goes for a headlock. Roderick Strong counter, trying to dip him with the left side. This is where Angelo Parker goes for a shoulder tackle, knocking down the former North American, then the international champion. This is where we got Matt Menard, wrist lock Roddy. This is where he tags in returning cool head Angelo Parker. And for those that are unaware, like he's been busy being an actual he's been too busy being an actual father at home with his real life wife Ruby Soho, which she gave birth to their son, was it? Yeah. But this is where we got cool hand and try to go for headlock onto Roderick Strong. This is where he brought but this is where he tags in Kyle O'Reilly. This is where they start hitting some strikes and leg stripes right onto the left corner side. This is where we got Angelo Parker's brother, Matt Menard, trying to come in to help save the day. But this is where he ends up getting striked on his own. This is where Cool Hand finally got Kyle O'Reilly in control right when it was just only them two. This is where he tags in Daniel Garcia with Danny Garcia did so. This is where then he tags him in. This is where Kyle Irish whips Angelo Parker right to the left side, hits a Canadian destroyer onto him when he bows his head for a bit too long without the huge mistake of the wrestler that could be possibly related to those that runs that auto store. But this is where we got. This is where we got Daniel Garcia trying to come. This is where he gets. This is where Daniel Garcia then gets thrown right to the right side. This is where we got what's his name, knees. This is where Kyle Wright trying to go for knees, trying to go against Cool Hand Ange. But this is where Danny Kids comes in, hits a swift kick right to his face. This is where then he just arguing with the Shane Taylor Promotions, saying like after you get done with Dance for the Kingdom, you had us to be dealing with because because this is where they're like your friend or your daddy he's like your daddy was threatening us this past Wednesday. We don't like that. And this is where then he ignored him. This is where he avoided them when the partial powerful force and all professional wrestling came on. And that was the picture-in-picture commercial break. That's where they turned into the full one. Once they got done showing one commercial, but once they got done with the ad versus where we got Angelo Park, that's where Angelo Park was tagged in. Seemed like 2.0 and Danny Garcia are fan favorites of the Powerful Force because they got the. This is where they were in control until Angelo Parker tags in Matt Menard. This is where Double Irish whip Kyle until they dodged it out their double clothesline. This is where they started double punches and strikes onto them and putting the other maneuver. This is where they hit a three-way clothesline with Kyle Wright doing double hands, or double arms onto Angelo Parker and Daddy Magic. This is where then Kyle Wright tags in Adam Cole. This is where we got Daddy Magic Matt Menard tags in his kayfabe son, Danny Garcia. And then this is where Adam Cole. So we meet again with them and strike someone to each other playing wrestling tennis. This is where Adam Cole tried to go for a pumpkin after Danny Garcia thought he won the wrestling tennis. But this is where after he gets pumpkin, that's where Danny Garcia hits a back suplex. That's where he gets hit with a superplex when Adam Cole got back up. That's where then Danny Garcia hits a devastating clothesline. That's where he tried to go for a brainbuster onto Adam Cole, but he ends up hitting him with a keypad brainbuster. But that's where Roderick Strong was sitting in the corner while Daddy Magic was or Cool Hand Ange was in the bottom right side. This is where both men get tagged in. Roderick Strong hit a drop kick and hit him with some chops right to the upper right side, not giving a damn about the guy that he used to fight, where he got beaten before by this guy, with him changing his name to the name that he's going by now. But yeah, and he's like, then he dares him to come to AEW programming. That's where Rockstar go for a knee strike. That's where we got Kyle O'Reilly. Then picks up the Cole Hands. That's where Rockstar go for a call while Kyle O'Reilly goes for the leg sweep for the pin to get the 1, 2, 3. And that's what makes it undisputedly phenomenal because my boys, the Undisputed Kingdom, get the win. And I want to give a huge congratulations to my boy. And the only person that we're missing is my boy, Bobby Fish. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below on what's your thoughts on the Undisputed Kingdom winning. And this is where they start arguing with Shane Taylor Promotion because they started jawing. They were rambling their jaws together. This is where they shrug them off. This is where Adam Cole and Roderick Strong offer their handshake of respect to the trio of Danny and 2.0. This is where they're like, yeah, you put up a fair fight, and this is where like we respect it, and hopefully we share the ring again. Like, and this is where they're like, and hopefully they get some more success that they already have it. Well, along with Danny Garcia being TNT champ. But it's like for now, because both Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole, and Roderick Strong was eyeing that championship. And who do you think is going to be the first one to going to be taking on Danny Garcia? Which it looks like all three is going to take, but one at a time. I think it's going to probably be Kyle O'Reilly. But that's where we got Danny Garcia's going looking at the Shane Taylor promotion, offering him a match against him. And like yeah, but just because we already wrestled him, that doesn't mean the fuel is not empty in our tanks. Like, so get in the ring, and this is where they declined, and it looked like we'll probably have that match this coming Wednesday or next Saturday. But this is where we got Max Caster backstage. This is where then this is where what's his name? This is where Max Caster's like I got my back turned on my former best friend and tag partner and my mentor, and I got to get torn. And then normally take this would torn a guy but I don't feel that way because the sponsor has been overwhelming again. Like it made me realize I'm not just a pity person or just the best wrestler alive. I'm a survivor as well. And secondly, like I'm happy to announce that right now, like that my open challenge series on who can survive the best wrestler alive. And like I want to see everybody here like are just like me. Like I want to see like who the survivors are. And then he's like, "Yeah, some of you guys are good, but like you're not just the best wrestler. Like, but y'all can't be better like than the best wrestlers alive." And I'm starting to like this heel gimmick of Max Caster because like if you're gonna turn him heel, like you go out, and then you get him more TV time on top of it. Like the best way to get him to what they call it, like you go out with and like you do these open challenge man to get them over. Like and whoever survives into this best wrestler open challenge, they'll probably join him, and this is where we can start a faction with them because the best wrestlers alive. Like with a plural, with a capital plural, with an extra S. But this is where they start showing plenty of all the matches that's gonna be in Thrust Hill, Alabama, which we got like which is gonna be what's their names? Jeff Jarrett versus Claudio Castagnoli, Brian Cage versus my boy Will Ospreay, and they're gonna have Mercedes Moné defend her TBS championship against anybody that wins this Fatal 4-Way women's champion. I mean, yeah, this Fatal 4-Way women's match, this number one contenders match to be the exact, and also Max Caster's open challenge with who's going to step up against the best wrestler alive. And yeah, I'm starting to like this Max Caster. Like, even no offense, but the Max Caster, Okay, I did start being a fan favorite of him when him and Anthony Bowens was doing the scissoring thing and him doing the freestyle. Like, yeah, don't get me wrong, like they had me very entertained on what they were doing ever since probably 2020. Yeah, but at the same time, I was like, I'm starting finding the Viking is more better than that character. But moving on, we got the face-to-face segment, which it had me wonder, like I said on the description caption, like what these two fearless and these two fearless and tough women are going to be doing, like in this face-to-face segment, like weeks before. Man, I was not expecting the surprise like that we were going to be seeing from the former AEW Women's Champion. But this is where we got Lexi there. Before we do have that segment, we jump into that backstage with Leo, with them asking about Leo Rush ambushing it, and then like what was in their mind. And this is where then goddamn, I was we've been in Jacksonville under 24 hours. And we haven't seen neither Leo or action anywhere. And it's also funny, like now they're on our feet, like you guys are nowhere to be found. And that's where we got Darius Martin. You're very surprised they're not here right now. And that's where then, and that's where then. This is where Dante Martin was not understanding what talking about. This is where Darius Martin was like now we're on their feet. I know what I'm talking about. It was like the reason why we having this Leo problem is because of you. Like we need to remind you, by the way. And this is where Layla Gray's like, yo, chill. And this is where it's like, no, I got my chill. Like it is what it's like. And while you were injured, me and Action were perfect fine. And when you came back, and it was just a trio. We were on our way to become trio champion. Like, the only reason why we didn't is because Leah Rush tagged along with us. Like he's the one started this mess, and now I gotta clean it up. Like so, Leo, like you would act all big and bad. That's easy to do after we just wrestle the match. Like let's see how big and bad we are. Like when you and me are gonna be in that match. Like if you're looking for that fight, take off your stupid coat. I can see you in the ring. Like and I'm gonna send you back yet again. And and this is where Antonio Savati pointed out how angry he is. Like and let me know in the comments how this match is going to end up being, and let alone when it's going to be on. And do you think it's going to be next week or this coming Wednesday or Dynamite? Which I think is going to be this coming next Saturday or this coming Saturday. I'm afraid, which will be the same night as the Royal Rumble's going to be. And I know I'm not supposed to be talking about pay-per-views and other companies that are competition with AEW, but I had to get it out there. But let me know what's going to happen. Do you think that there could be a heel turn that could be teased here? If not, a heel turn like this coming Saturday in some sort? Let me know down in the comments. But I'd like to see how they kind of teased it right there. But I hope they don't do it anytime soon because who is Dante Martin going to fall back on? If anybody that's a backbone of the top flight is the big brother, Darius Martin, just saying, not trying to dog on my boy Dante, but it seems like he needs his big brother more than he needs him. But let's move on. We got Mariah May got into the ring. This is where Mariah May's like, you have absolutely nothing to Tony Storm. Like with she's our break, like she's the AEW Women's Champion. She beating every woman in this locker room. I was like, yeah, but all but one. But this is where then we got Mariah May. That's like, yeah, I see you. I see absolutely nothing. And every hearts of every one of these fans, you are nothing. And this is where Tony Storm looked like she was about to cry, like if she was an innocent female fan. This is where then I was starting to feel a little bit of sympathy. But I was starting thinking like, even though she was being like much of an innocent fan, I don't think she's gonna let this slide. But this is where then she started pointing out the fans laugh at her. Again, whenever she gets off television, they're gonna forget about her. And she knew that she will. And she was like, and she don't care about her. Like, and she admit to Tony Storm, like adding on to this very, but this very horrible comment that she's bringing to her former mentor. But she was like, you are weak and pathetic into this game. Like, and I have to remind you again, in your home country of Australia, so be it. She was because like the way she feels right now, like she will promise that she will get off humiliating the rock star women's wrestler. This word, and she then let Tony Storm speak when she passed the microphone. This word, and she was like, "Yeah, Mariah May, I gotta admit, like I'm your biggest fan, even though it's simple and sweet and to the point." Like way too simple, like do a promo, like if anybody could say, like everybody was cheering for her because every time she speaks, she's a fan favorite. Like she's like maybe that guy that shouts, well, the Y-E-T chants, like in the women's division of AEW, is what like I seen your journey in the UK, in Japan. Like you are a complete inspiration, Mariah. And this is what she was like. This is where she was trying to hold her back up her cheek, like her hold back her tear. This is where she had to say she wants to be exactly like her. I'm like, are you sure you want to be like her? But I was not expecting what was going to happen next. This is where she gave a big hug, like which that wasn't the shock right there. This is where Mariah May just slapped her across her face. This is where we got Antonio Schiavone, he was like, hey, like, you don't need to go that far. That's what she was like, get the hell out of my ring. Like, she was like those former authority figures from the competition over the other company. That's when she started whipping. That's when she started whipping poor Tony Storm with her belt, like she did to Queen of Shirakawa. And, and like, but that's where we got Mariah May. Then we start continuing whipping her like if she was her personal slave. This is where then Aubrey Edwards was like, hey, yo, what the hell you doing? This is where Mariah May like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, did I upset you for beating up your favorite women's wrestler? And that's where then she shoves that's where she shoves the female referee. I'm like, what the hell was that all about? That's where then she started continuing whipping, but and that's where she hits her face, but right to the that's where she hits her yet again, right to the face. See, that's one. That is that one. Oh yeah, okay. I'll give it a look. Okay, go. Okay, excuse me for a moment before I reveal the shock from Tony Storm. I'll show you here. Come on. I'll show you. Okay, you can show me. I see. Yeah. Look at Mommy and Uncle Julian did. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah, this side. Uncle Julian helped Mommy vacuum over here. Yeah. Mm, yeah. Oh yeah, watching. That's cute. I got what this is adorable little ducky bags. Oh yeah, here's your training underwear. Oh yeah, it is open. Oh yeah, and your wifey, just like your baby brother. This is baby brother play. I remember you used to have one of these. Yeah. That's so cute. Oh yeah, your uncle on this movie. Okay, assassinators. I'm back here, and this is where we saw the revealing surprise of the returning timeless one herself, with her saying like, "What made you think I forgot?" And that's why then she took off her jacket, took off her. And he's like, "And what makes you think our dance is done?" And that's where Mariah May was confused, like, "I thought I killed this woman all the way back in the Wembley Stadium." This is where it touched on like this is the blood that I will feel forever with her proper voice. And this is where she stated that. And now, like, it's my moment. Like in the sun's. And this is where she took off her shirt. This is where she revealed that she was wearing bra, which I'm not sure if I should be talking about. This was in the hardest role is yourself, and this word she took off her took off her pants. That's when she revealed her signature tights, which looks like some grandma bloomers, a pair of grandma bloomers. That's where Tony Storm was well, look at this led into, and Mariah May, I brought you into this world, and you may be the woman for hell. That's what she said, you may be the woman from hell, but that's what she was like, but you came from my wounds, if she really is her mother, that's what she's like, and I'm gonna kick you right in, I'm gonna kick you right back in. Because you came out of my womb, and I'll shove you right back up there and spit you right back out. Like and and because and time is like and she ended the promo after she started repeatedly saying her nickname, and she said she's gonna rip her TITs off. Which I started cracking up. I'm like, oh boy, we're gonna be seeing more of this about chin up and TITs out. And watch with the shoes. What's your thoughts onto this? And I'm like, what is up with these Australian girls? First it was her, and now I'm Harley Cameron. That always talks about that when she's would come up with her new songs every time she's on AEW TV. I'm and I hope I was not offensive with the Aussie women's wrestlers, but just saying, because, and I don't have a problem with that, but don't you think it's a little bit too much, with all due respect, onto that note? But actually, they're starting to, they are very entertaining to watch, when it comes to goofy wrestling. And they're very over, as champions as well. Even though they're not champions yet, well, Tony Storm held the title 3 times, but Harley Cameron never held a championship, let alone never winning an AEW televised match, according to date. This is where we got John Moxley was talking to his wife on the close-up exclusive on YouTube. This was who's the blood? There's more than me, John Moxley. Not multiple John Moxley. This is there's gonna be each and every John Moxley. Not the day and night out. That's why I came here to AEW. It's the art and craft of professional wrestling. What is what we do? Not no joke. No jokes. We only care about being the comedy act. We're just getting things what we're getting done. What we job is what we done. This is not a fudge on sweetened chocolate kiwi kale party. And back to the women's bout, between Tony Storm and Mariah May, I would say I would feel bad for Mariah. I mean, I would hate to be Mariah May. If I fought Tony Storm right now, because I think she would be trying to grab onto her bosoms and try to rip them off her chest. Yeah. Ow, yeah. But let me know in the comments about that. And also, what do you think about this match? And I think hopefully Tony Storm does be the one to dethrone Mariah May. Some of y'all probably say it's unfair compared to Harley Cameron. That's because Harley Cameron's just getting there. She's a rookie. She needs to be building up to becoming a champion. And the best way to do this is to put her in a program with the CEO herself. But yeah, Tony Storm's a veteran into this. She's been doing this for quite a while, even winning women's championships in other companies. But anyway, this is where we got the debut, not the debut, the reinvention of the House of Black. Now they're going by the Hounds of Hell, which was trademarked by my boy Brody King. This is where then Nigel McGuinness is they don't have no voice, no masters, only violence, and only themselves. But this is where this is where they showed the 3 hound hell dogs. That was right in the front, the three-headed hell dog, I guess you could call them. That's what they call themselves. But it's where then they came out because they had their match against Bishop Khan and Tola Hell, the returning Gates of Agony. we got things started with my boy Buddy Matthews and what's his name? Uh, what's his name? Bishop Khan, was it? This is where he tried to go for a head. He Irish him right to the right side. Buddy Matthews shoulder tackle. This is where we got. This is where we got Bishop Khan throws. What's his name? Throws. What's his name? Buddy Matthews right, or Buddy Matthews throws Bishop Khan right to the left side. He tried to go for a shoulder tackle. He tried to go for a shoulder tackle war. Then it turned to a headlock war. This is where we got Buddy Matthews got Bishop Khan down right to the ground. This is where somehow, with all the miracles in the world, he barely gets right back up. This is where he gets tagged in by Toa Liona. This is where Buddy Matthews trying to go over a headlock. This is where we got Toa and then throws Buddy right to the left side. Shoulder tag him right to the ground, right to the left side. This is where Brody King tags himself in the match. This is where Brody King's like you want a war with a biggest member of the Hounds of Hell, don't you? This is where Brody King said to Tolo, like, yes, like, and it's good that you missed, like finally somebody reading my mind. And I would say Samoa Joe and Buddy Mick Wayne probably get silver trophy like the Undisputed Kingdom and against Daniel Garcia and 2.0 match. So I'll say those get silver trophy. I'll say this match probably gets the blue ribbon of the night. Yeah. Because the women's fatal four-way number contenders match gets the silver trophy. The bronze trophy. Bronze trophy. This is where we get Brody King trying to hold on to Toa Liona. This is where he gets pushed right to the bottom right corner side. This is where then he gets tagged in by his brother Bishop. This is where he started tagging from the top while Toa Liona then started hitting him with punches right to his own. This is where then we got Bishop Collins the knife edge chops, which probably earned himself probably a 2 spot because it was so loud and devastating. This is where then he tags it to Iona, which he probably ties with his brother with the second place spot. This is where the double Irish whip the big hell dog himself. This is where we got Toa Liona try to attack, but he gets thrown right to the right side. This is where Bishop Khan try to go for a tackle. This is where he gets booted right to the face immediately. This is where we got. This is where Bishop Khan goes for an attack once the Irish whip. Brody came right to the side. But this is where he did not know that he gets tagged by Buddy Matthews. This is where he dodged out of the ring. This is where we got Buddy Matthews going for a Gamengiri. This was going for a kick right to the midsection, roundhouse kick, and a kick right to the head. This is where the angry Samoan then gave a smile. I'm like, oh, that's worse than being angry. I ran out there. This is where Buddy Matthews barely dodges them. This is where he sent him right to the right side when he ran right to him. But he ends up landing to his brother. Buddy Matthews had a big, impressive for a front flip dive right onto them. This is where then Buddy Matthews is like, whoa, that's a lot of work, man. This is where the partial powerful force in all of professional wrestling came on. The commercial break. This is where we saw Buddy Matthews came back into the ring. This is where things turned around with Toa Liona. And get back into the and Toa Liona was back in offense. This is where then he spinebusters Buddy Matthews right to the bottom right side. This is where he tags in Bishop Khan. They did a double team maneuver. But this is where Bishop Khan sent him right back to the ring. But this is where Brody King tried to help him attack, but he ends up landing on the bell keeper right to the right side. This is where we got Toa Liona and throws Kyle O'Reilly right to the bottom of the left side. This is where he hit the face first there. This is where we got. What's his name hit him. This is where we got what's his name. The Bishop Khan went for the pin after he hit a hip attack. This is where Buddy Matthews immediately kicked out at 2.4. This is where we got Bishop Khan, Irish whipped him right to the bottom right side. Tags in his brother Toa. This is where they both get flipped right over the top rope by Buddy Matthews. And every time they try to run up to the Australian Hounds of Hell member. This is where we got. This is where we immediately get the big old hellish hot tag right onto Brody King. This is where Brody King hits a clothesline, right onto to the Bishop Khan. This is where Brody King hits a crossbody. This is where Brody King hits a body drop. This is where we got. That's where he hits a flapjack right on to the toe line. That's where they start hitting some. They try to hit a Death Valley driver like maneuver right on right onto Toa Iona, which is my boy, which is y'all's boy SNA's finishing maneuver for those that are aware, heavily aware, let me rephrase it. This is where Brody King kind of made me very enthusiastically proud of him doing that maneuver. Like whoever does that maneuver gets bonus points from the on the SNA podcast. This is where we got Brody King didn't get put Samoa drop after he took out what's his name? Like right after he almost went for a pin, and he would probably gotten away with it sooner if it wasn't for Toa's meddling little brother. This is where we got when he went for the save, but this is where he gets hit with a right hand right outside. This is where he ends up getting Samoa drop by Toa Iona. This is where they're about to hit the 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 double gated bomb. This is where Buddy Matthews came in for the save, but he ends up getting put it right to the face by what's his name, Bishop Khan, which he got sent right to his left side. This is where he gets boss man slammed by Brody King, but this is where we got Toa Iona. He got in control of the offense, try to go for a power bomb, which when he had him halfway, just just seconds away from picking him up right off, like about 5 feet or what, 5 feet up. But he was only just like only 3 feet up. But this is where we got. This is where we got Toa only ends up getting pile driver right onto Brody King. But this is where we get Buddy Matthews in the mediator right off the top rope. Hit the single right knee strike, Shining Wizard to beat his right to the upper right side. Buddy Matthews. They went right into the upper right. Of course, this is where he's like, I'm ready when you're ready to Brody King. When he had the cannonball by Brody King, Buddy Matthews hit a double drop kick right to the side right of the head onto Bishop Khan, which they got the pinfall with Brody King doing the pinfall apply of his own. They get the 1, 2, 3. Winner of his match, the Hounds of Hell. This is their first match being known as this tag team. And what do you think was next with these two guys? With these two guys, let me know in the comment section right down below. But this is where we got Big Boom AJ was with Harley Cameron backstage. But before I get into that, what do you think was next with the Hounds of Hell? Now there's only just the 3 of them rather than 4, with one of them is no longer being there. Like, well, even though they're under contract with them, and they won't be there for like probably until another couple of months. But yeah, let me know about that in the comments. But that's where we got Harley Cameron that was being hilarious, getting probably the bronze trophy of the night, saying like, yeah, like I love these guys that like too. What's her name, Lexi Nair? This is where we got. But what she's saying the bang and the bams or something like that, which was very hilarious. What she said, best word, and she was like you. It was like, I love these guys. Like they bring the bag. And this is where big Justice was like this. This was like, this was like, this was like, this was she was like. That's what the Harley Cameron said. Like, see, they bring the oatmeal cookie, and they bring the, what is it? Oatmeal raisin cookie, and then tuna melts. And this is where Big Justice like, that's not what we do. And this is where Harley Cameron, like, yeah, we heard they have a new song now, and that's where the Big Boom AJ confirms, like, yeah, like we do. And that's where then Big Boom's like, yeah, we heard. And that's where it is like, we heard we sing too. And this, and that's where she was about to sing, but that's where we got what's her. That's where then Ty Valkyrie and what's her name, Deanna Perrazzo, the insurance agents of AEW came in. This where they were like we don't want to be hearing one song from a annoying like and a girl who, after the TBS championship, that cannot even win a match on AEW television, and also like, and also big. That's what, and then she even roasted the Boom family by saying like a TikTok family. Like we don't want to hear a song, definitely want to hear a song from the TikTok family. Like this where the Deanna Perrazzo. This is where she was like, I'm gonna win this fatal four match. Now I'm gonna actually be a number one contender for that precious, prestigious TBS championship. But let me be a little bit of a spoiler. Let's just say she wasn't the one that won the night. But there was a women's wrestler that did win that number one contender match. But unfortunately, it wasn't Harley Cameron. But at the same time, it wasn't Deanna Perrazzo. But once she walk around there with her assistant or felt or her insurance partner, like of this insurance agency that they're running, whatever it's called. Like this is where she was like, let's get out of here. And this is where once they walk around, Harley Cameron hilariously was strumming on the guitar saying, feel the wrath. And this is where we got Big Boom AJ and Big Justice like, and feel the boom. And this is where Harvey Cameron's like, I'm pretty sure it's the bang. I'm I'm not sure about that because I'm pretty sure they've been saying that for a long time before you even met them. But that's a different conversation for a different day. But the point is, like, we're definitely going to be but we're gonna be definitely gonna be seeing Harley Cameron being pushed all the way up to the moon with her first wrestler that she's probably gonna be is Deanna Perrazzo, which that could be on next week's Collision, like because we're gonna be seeing what's gonna be happening on this past Saturday's Collision, like where we have this women's fatal four-way match, which by the way definitely gets the bronze trophy, just like Harley Cameron's hilarious personality from this past Saturday. But let's move on to the next one. This is where we got Thunder Rosa. Then was in a face-to-face interview with Penelope Ford. This where then she threatened Thunder Rosa to put her to belly her to 6 feet under, like challenging the match next week. To put Latina man, yeah. She was like she got to give up something to reminisce about. This is where the Thunder Rosa was like. That's what Thunder Rosa. I'm actually gonna make it fun. Like I'm actually gonna be one to make it memorable. Like when I put you down 6 feet under. This is what Thunder Rosa had a pretty cool, stylish wool pink coat on, which I wonder where she gets her outfit from. I wouldn't be surprised if she has this personal designer, just like another fellow AEW women's wrestler, which I'm not sure if I should mention by name right now. But anyways, speaking of which, this is where we get the number one contenders match for the TBS Championship. This is where we got one half of the insurance ladies, like of the AEW, I guess you could say. The insurance, the brutal insurance agents, ladies, I guess you could call them. Like they came out to the ring. Well, the other half came in with, but she was in ringside. After the other women came, like the professor of the women's division, Serena D, and the Queen Amanada and Yuka Sakazaki. But this is where we get the fatal four-way match. This is where we saw what's her name, Deanna Perrazzo, like was trying to take a safety measure as considering that she is an insurance lady, so it's better to prevent any damages happen. Don't waste your energy and physical your physical energy, was it? Yeah. But let me know down in the comment section right down below on what your thoughts on to that and what was exactly the term that she was doing, like to make sure she don't get hurt and make sure that she don't get a chance of women to facing the CEO Mercedes Moné. But this is where we got. But this is where we got. But this is where we got. What's her name? Serena Deeb going after Queen Amina, but she ends up getting suplexed by the Queen of West Africa. This is where we got. Well, with kayfabe, that is. But this is where we got Yuka Sakazaki. Then hit a swift kick right into the face. This is where she goes to the right corner side. Hits a flying clothesline. This is where she tried to go for a pin. And maybe Sakazaki may have gotten away with it if it wasn't for that mental insurance lady. Hey, Birdie. Caught in the bedroom? Yeah, sure. But it's where we got a forearm strike right onto both Deanna Perrazzo and Serena Deeb. But this is where Serena Deeb didn't try to go for what they call a leg twisting head cranking submission with her back onto Queen Aminata's back. Excuse me for a moment. Mom gave me something to drink. Yeah, good. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, no problem. Oh, what am I doing? I was going to put on Ryan's relaxing. Emily. Yeah. Yeah. But anyways, assassinators, I'm back here, but yeah, boy, what a very entertaining women's division. That definitely get the the bronze show. If they didn't have any great matches on the show, I probably would have given this number one. But sad thing is about this side, like they had to only take the third place bronze trophy of the night, I guess you could say. But anyways, after Serena Deeb was tying up Aminata's legs, this is where then we got her trying to go for a sleeper. This is where we got, what's her name? Deanna Perrazzo go for a suplex. This is where she ends up not responding like with the suplex against her as an answer. This is where we got Serena Deeb go for a suplex. This is where then Serena Deeb to try to pick up the kayfabe queen. This is where she Irish whipped her right to the turn to the bottom right side. Queen Aminata move out of the way. This is where, countered to her in the bottom right side. This is where we got Serena Deeb went right to the corner when she nearly got attacked. This is where she gets jawbreaker. But this is where She ends up getting drop kicked by Diablo while Queen Aminata hit a double hand to the chest. Uh, Yuka Sakazaki hit a drop kick onto the Queen. This is where we got Sakazaki. Yeah, I'm going. I will see you this Wednesday, CEO. And this is where she goes up right to the top rope. This is where she goes right up into the. This is where then she goes for a crossbody onto both women, off three of them, Aminata, Perazzo, and Deeb. This is where then we got Sakazaki. Yeah, and this is where then. But she ends up getting thrown back by Tyra Valkyrie. She was allowed to do this because this was no DQ due to considering this is the fatal four-way rules in professional wrestling overall, not just in one company. This is where she was thinking that her girl was going to win. This is where we got. This is where we got Serena Deeb was in control. This is where she started fighting when the partial powerful force and all of professional wrestling came on. This is where we got Serena Deeb was. This is where she ends up getting stopped by Queen Aminata for getting further. This is where we got. This is where we got. What's her name? Deanna Perez will go for a fine head armbar on the Aminata. But this is where we got Queen Aminata picks her up, flips her up into a surprise roll up. This is where we got. This is where we got Queen Aminata somehow countered out of it, hits a or flipper out of it, hits a German suplex, but she ends up getting a bicycle kicked. This is where both women in the clothesline, when they got right back up, this is where they went right back down to double clothesline, like if they're in Adam Cole and MJF in the women's division, like when that main event of AEW All In back 2 years ago in 2023. But this is where then we got Yuka Sakazaki, they got back up along with Serena. Serena D got back up. She got her right down, bend over. This is where Sakazaki waited for her to get right back up. This is where she ends up crossbody right onto the professor. She would probably gotten away with it if it wasn't for Deanna Prazo doing it again, like with her being the meddling type. Somebody better call Britney Spears for being that type of girl. But this is where we got. This is where Queen Aminata hit her headbutt and knocked her down. But this is where she ended up getting German suplex by the what's her name, Serena D. But this is where she hits a. She also hits what they call also hits a what's that, hammerlock Larry, try to go for a pin, but only get a 2.3 count. This is where Queen Aminata starts stumbling, trying to grab onto the rope. This is where then we got Yuka Sakazaki, then kicks her right in the gut, but this is where then strut, this is where, but this is where then Serena Deeb throws Sakazaki right out the right side. This is where we got, this is where we got Queen Aminata and Serena Deeb was going at it right into the ramp and onto the left side of the arena. This is where they start beating the hell out of each, like if they have genuine beef for one another. Like if one of them owes each other money, this is where Tyra Valkyrie then unfairly came in the ring, even though it was fair because it was no DQ. This is start beating the hell out of poor Sakazaki. This is where they try to go for a double super. But this is where Harley Cameron came and saved the day. This is where Harley Cameron to step up in security, save the day for Yuka right onto the right side onto Tyra Valkyrie, step up in security, her saving the day. Referee didn't do nothing because there was no disqualification. This is where both Yuka and Harvey Cameron beat them at their own game of the disadvantage. But this is where Harvey Cameron gets pump kicked to the face by what's her name? Deanna Prazo. This is where Deanna Prazo hits her with the power bomb. And this is where they try to go for the armbar. This is where this is where Yuka Sakazaki counter. This is where she goes for a rolling, like with a cartwheel into like a hands tied to the legs, to arms and legs tied to the arms of the Perazzo crucifix roll up, which is the most devastating move in professional wrestling. To get the 1, 2, 3, where the Harvey Cameron's like, yeah, like I told her that she's gonna feel my wrath, and yep, she sure did, because you're winner of this match and the latest number one contender for Mercedes Moné's TBS Championship match in 2 days for the title in AEW Dynamite is none other than Yuka Sakazaki. And not to be funny, I don't think these two women ever wrestle. Next to Harvey Cameron never wrestling, the CEO. And I would like to see two of these matches, even though, with all due respect to the Australian and the Japanese women's wrestlers, I just don't think that they're going to win. But despite that, we all know that, but I think they're going to have a very entertaining balance. But let me know in the comments about that down below. But this is where the things got bad to worse with the appearance of the bitch man up next. This is where we got Buddy Matthews was like when it comes to the house of when we bark, we do it together. This where Kazuchika kind of ignorantly and disrespectfully laughed at the Hounds of Hell. Why is the House of Black? I meant the Hounds of it. That's where it was like, what's so funny, Okada? That's where Okada said, you bark like a bitch. And I was like, yeah, of course you'll say that. Like, and that's a good line, but why it had to be from this fool? This is where Brody King's like, how about I put that title on the line? Buddy, this is where he's like, how about I take this and go somewhere? This is where and this where Buddy Matthews, my boy Buddy Matthews, he just completely roasted Okada when he gave him the finger. And this where then he was like if that's the case, then you're the bitch then. And I'm like, yeah, hello, bingo. Like finally next to my boy that related to the auto store, like finally somebody stepping up to this poor soul, this poor excuse of a champion, like even though it's a mid card one, like which it needs to be taken to greater heights and away from this guy. Like from this pathetic, pathetic, horrible, and wannabe weatherman piece of garbage that needs to retire before things get worse with him if he knows what's good for him. But anyways, this is where we got Brody. This is where Brody King tried to break things up, be the peacemaker, despite them being brutally violent in general. Like, which that's something new. No, not new. This is where he was like yeah, like we're gonna come after you. But this is where we got the main event coming up next. But this is where Okada then ignorantly said, "I'm no bitch," and this is where I was like, "Don't you mean you're not a bitch, which you are?" Hopefully, I don't be restricted for saying that and for being so biased about this opinion about Okada. I just don't. I just can't stand him right now. He's just horrible. He's just so obnoxious. It just makes me want to puke. It makes me want to. Like it makes me want to explode right now every time I see him on TV. But yeah, no, none of that matters right now. But let me know in the comments. But I'm starting to be hyped up about this Buddy Matthews getting aside the Continental Championship. And even though I might not think he's going to win, because I think that's going to be my boy Omega's department to do, and to finally be the one to dethrone. But that's only after his feud is done with with the Don Callis family, one of the most brutal factions in AEW right now, but also the most obnoxious as well, but not as obnoxious as the bitch man himself. But let me know in the comments who do you think is gonna win next to Yuka Sakazaki challenging Mercedes Moné for the TBS Championship. Let me know all about that down below. But let's this is where we got Big Bill and Will Hobbs and was not done with their feud because before Big Bill can even say anything on the microphone, this is where then he gets leveled with forearms right to the face by the by the uh, by the 7-footer. This is where he boot him right to the mid 7-footer, did the boot right to the mid 7 right to the power, knock him right out of the ring. This is where he grabbed onto his back, has his probably schoolwork in it because it was a backpack, of course. But it was now he had all his textbooks and his other his supply that he needs to learn into the learning tree. This is where he grabbed a pair of handcuffs and this is where he's gonna hit them right hand and try to put them on to and tie him right on to what's that Big Bill. I'm like, oh my god, like here we go. Like don't tell me he's gonna do what I think he's gonna do. This is where he's trying to That's where he hits him with a big right hand again. That's where then he hit him with the chair so hard to the point that he hit him face first right into the L&D announce table to the point that we can see the red stuff leaking out of the mouth of Powerhouse Hop. That's where he hits him back first repeatedly with the steel chair. That's where we got. That's where he tried to fight back, but that's where he boots him in the midsection, throw him right onto the side is where he just completely brutalizes the poor Powerhouse. But that's where Brody King's like hitting right hands after right hand, then knee him right to the midsection. This is where we got Powerhouse out, pick him up and hit him with a big with the biggest devastating belly to belly suplex I have ever seen in professional wrestling off the top of that little top, what they call sidewalk, what that little rampart, like right off the edge, and landed right onto the table of Tabitha. And I'm like he's crazy for that. And this is where Antonio Schiavone described it as complete carnage. And I would say I couldn't agree more in many ways onto this. This is where fans start chanting AEW, AEW. And I start doing the same because why shouldn't I? But anyway, this is where I got the Don Callis family in a little vignette with Kyle Fletcher and and Kyle Fletcher, Brian Cage, and Konosuke Takeshita. Like if they're his sons, his four sons. Speaking of four sons, but never mind that. This is what Don Callis. Like I'm moving a little slowly, like what Kenny did to me. Like this is not the same Kenny Omega that's been faded away to tonight a year ago. This is a bloodthirsty Kenny Omega. I was like, you're damn right because you made him bloodthirsty. Because if you didn't betray him, he wouldn't be trying to go after you for blood. And that's where he's like he won't be stopping. Like what that means, like 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 a year ago it faded away. Like this is the Kenny Omega lacks empathy. And this is the Kenny Omega that's not gonna stop until he spills my blood. Which means he's gonna spill all y'all's first. So y'all should be very concerned. And now this Will Ospreay alliance has. I will not. This cannot dictate, but we cannot be on the same. We cannot allow it to be in fruition. This is where Brian. Gets, like, we survived. There's only two of them and only four of us. This word in Don Callis. You all people should know, like, you cannot short sell Kenny Omega. I'm gonna give everybody a reminder here in this room. Everybody's very focusing. Kenny Omega won three world championships, three. This is where Don Callis can continue saying you cannot have come to for this is where we hear you, but take a look at it. There's only five of them and only two of them. Let me rephrase it. That's what Don Callis. You of all people should know by now. They're not short side Kenny Omega. Like, and I'll remind everybody here. A barely focused and a barely mental Kenny Omega won three world titles in 3 months. This is not the same Kenny Omega from then. It wasn't 3 years ago. This was and then you say there's only five, but to them, it looked like it's only just, it looked like only one of us. This is where he took a shot of his wine, sip onto that. This is where this is where this is where we got the live version of the two members of the Don Callis family, Donald Callis himself and his international champion, the Alpha himself, Konosuke Takeshita. This is where this is where he took on Kazuchika Shibata. This is where they show that they can put on a great fight, no matter what night it is. Even if they still had dark elevation, they'll still make it like if it's a show on Dynamite or Collision. This is where we got Kyle Fletcher didn't go for an arm right to the ground, but this is where Katsuyori Shibata then had his head right down onto between the legs of Takeshita. This is where he started putting his leg inside to side. This is where Konosuke Takeshita going for a head scissor, but this is where I got Kyle Fletcher to go for a cartwheel. This is where we got what's his name of Katsuyori Shibata. Like I knew you were about to do that. This is where he tried to go for a grapple. This is where he grabbed onto the. This is where he got tried to go for hand. This is where he got. This is where he got the note state goes to catch his knees right to the midsection. This is where Konosuke to catch try to pick up what's that Katsuyori Shibata. He started elbowing him right to the back of it. He hit some face first right to the bottom of the side. Started some forearm strikes right to the face. This is where he started hitting some forearm strikes right down to the bottom left side. This is where he goes to the upper right, but ends up getting boot right into the face. This is where then we got Konosuke to catch. He's like, yeah, we yeah, like I'm gonna take you down, like, and I will retain my international champs, or my name's not the Alpha Konosuke Takeshita, which it obviously is. But this is where we got. But this is where we got. What's name was overconfidently bragging about Donald Callis was overconfidently top was rubbing it into the commentator, which Jim Ross like I got to deny the fact that he is an excellent and an exceptional talent here in AEW. Like ever since he would jump foot into this promotion. This is where he had the forearm strike. This is where then he then this is where he sat out Katsuyori Shibata, tried to go for a boot right on off the chair, but he ends up getting booed right on his own. Katsuyori Shibata started some right hand repeatedly and some forearm strikes as well. This is where we got Katsuyori Shibata. Then this is where he tried to go for a big boot, but he stopped himself, but he just boot pushes him right off the chair, knocking him off. This is where then Donald Callis was looking in disgust. He was like, "Oh, come on, you could have done better than that, Tatsuo." And Konosuke would have been fine, which I was confused on. Why would you say that? That just didn't make no sense. Then what he talks about when it comes to him and his family of the Donald Callis family. But this is where we got the powerful force in all professional wrestling came on, which he had to. But once we got off the advert, this is where it was scared Kesco was back in control until Kyle, until we got Katsuyori Shibata starting some chops and punches right on what's his name? Konosuke Takeshita, was it? This is where we're starting some knife edge chops. This is where we got. This is where we got Katsuyori Shibata. Then it's a middle drop kick right into the face onto Konosuke Takeshita. This is where he picks up, what's his name? Alpha. This is where he hits a single under a suplex. This is where he try to go for a pin, but Konosuke Takeshita kick out at 2.3. This is where we got. This is where we got. What's his name? Konosuke Takeshita hits a release German super. He kicks out of it. This is where we got Katsuyori Shibata hits a swift kick. But this is where we got. This is where we got Konosuke Takeshita get an exploded suplex. This is where we got Konosuke Takeshita get an elbow strike. This is where Konosuke Takeshita goes yeah. This is where he trying to go for a running lariat, but he ends up getting pulled back by what's his name? This is where he gets hit with a big clothesline by Shibata. This is where Donald Callis was looking nervous. This is where what's his name? This is where we got Jim Ross and Antonio Schiavone pointed out, with Jim Ross asking a question. Well, what's his name immediately answered that question. Antonio Schiavone, of course of course he's, of course he's nervous. But that's where we got Donald Callis was not denying the power impact on that Caddy or Shibata was offering on the Konosuke Takeshita, like which he could become international champion. But this where then, but this where then. This is where I got Caddy or Shibata going for a sleeper right on to Konosuke Takeshita. Takeshita was nearly fading. This is where he nearly put him to sleep. This is where we got. But this is where fans are saying this is awesome. I immediately agreed. I'm like, before anybody else was saying this, like in the beginning, from the start, I was like, I feel this what it needs to be. They're gonna be fighting like they're fighting for the world heavyweight champion rather than the international championship. But this is where we got Caddy or Shibata swift kicking, striking right into the chest, like boom, 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 boom. And this is where we got Caddy or Shibata picks up what's his name? This is where he's like going for a domino stretch right on to to Konosuke Takeshita. This is where we got. This is where Konosuke Takeshita goes. No, I'm not. And this is where I got the wrestler almost got him with the sleep. This is where I got. This is where and, the knockouts encouraged him to do something, which was probably something dirty. This is where. This is where he's like go for a chop. This is where then we got. But this is where we got. This is where we got, what's his name, Katsuyo Shibata, then after some chops right on the Konosuke Takeshita, like, this is where he took a page out of Tomohiro Ishii's playbook, like when Konosuke when he fought him, like when what's his name was both the IWGP New Japan Never Open Heavyweight Championship, while he was also the AEW International Champion. This is where then this is where then he tried to go for the least most devastating move in professional wrestling that Konosuke Takeshita tried to prove him wrong. Like they had after Konosuke Takeshita had a clothesline battle, which he won by the way, and a forearm strike and a knee strike. Then, oh no, that's afterwards. What I'm talking about. After they hit them strikes wanting to do each other, this is where we must have heard him talk, was arguing with Simon Miller because he'd say like, if it weren't for that bearded, underrated fella like that you also argue with, like and Kristen, like I'm not gonna believe you because he proved you wrong like before, and I'm gonna do the same. Like after I hit this, like it's gonna guarantee I'm gonna win with this retain, but he ends up getting denied with a kick out at 1 even. Not 1.9, not 2.1, or not even 2.999 out of 9 2 or 1 even. This is where I got Konosuke Takeshita then won the clothesline battle, hit a forearm strike, a boot, a spinning falcon arrow to seal the deal, and your winner and still the international champion, Konosuke Takeshita. And yeah, this guy's definitely getting the Golden Trophy Award, but not Donald Callis because he don't deserve anything because he's a prick just like the bitch man Kazuchika Okada. Which I'm surprised he didn't have him on the Don Callis or the Donald Callis. That definitely would make me hate the faction even more. But his word it ended where Donald Callis celebrated with Konosuke Takeshita, giving his international championship. That's how it ended. And let me know in the comments below which one was your favorite match or moment of the night. But it did have me very intrigued, like with Thomas Tony Storm back and Harley Cameron continuing to be built up even more as a star, like with showing women's wrestlers like Deanna Perrazzo and Kai Valkyrie as the insurance agent that they will to send a message to everybody in the women's division to feel her wrath, which I bet even the CEO herself is even heeding her warning. That's why she haven't been in her bad side, much rather than the good side, even though she's the champion. And she would even do that. So, but she's like, the reason why she wouldn't give her a championship opportunity is because, like, she haven't won any matches. Some that, like, the prize fighter will point out, like, she did, really deserved really no title shot, at least not yet. Well, she didn't say not yet because The only person that she should be caring about is herself, not in a selfish way, but her as a champion in general in AEW. But anyways, we also got appearances with Big Boom AJ and Big Justice. They never get tired of watching, even though I never watched their TikTok and YouTube videos, which I need to give them a try. My nephew have, which that's a shame. I got my nephew get to watch Big Boom AJ and Big Justice, and I never heard of these guys until they went to AEW, considering that Big Boom AJ is not a stranger in wrestling because he used to be a wrestler in the independent scene. But yeah, we got them. We also got a tease of a Okada versus Buddy Matthews match. We also got plenty of other matches that are probably a long list to talk about. But we're probably gonna get in today's wrestling news video right now. Or not wrestling news. We're getting today's that we review today's video that we review from this past Saturday because I couldn't do because I was more hoarse than I was now, which I'm starting to get in the path. Luckily, I drank some tea before I start doing these podcast review videos, before I start doing this and Saturday night's main event. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. And make sure to check out my Monday Night Raw review video, which I'll be talking about what exactly went down on the Red Brand, like with everything. Yeah, anyway, everything's coming together with which everything will probably be going together with the matches. I'm not sure what's in particular for Monday Night Raw on Netflix, but it's very exciting to watch. Excuse me for a second. My foot's cramping right now. I apologize for that. But yeah, like the stripes right here with the red right here with the Chiefs. Yeah, because my back-to-back Chiefs won. But anyways, ow. What's wrong with my foot? But I'm gonna end this video right here. And I'm so sorry about that. But I will be talking about the AFC and NFC Championship tomorrow afternoon, same time, maybe early again. And I hope you assassinators are having a wonderfully fun Monday. And I'll see you all in the next video with some more SNA content. Until we meet again, Super Ninja Austin out of here. Bye bye, my assassinators. Y'all take care and have a super, wonderful day.